Hey, it's Mike. Let's go over week 9, my lineup. I just recorded a video, and I'm embarrassed to say I had there was no audio on this. Unreal, huh? So we're trying this again. I just had to make sure we got audio this time, and I hope everyone watching can leave some comments. Just want to go over my thought process. Didn't have a great week 9. I have we're going to get to the Monday night game too as well. But here's my thought process right away. Lock this in last Monday. I thought these two guys here were as no doubt could be. Absolute no doubts. And I think that you have to have, like I say, conviction. And when you're playing this is DFS is really hard. But I think if you're ever kind of conflicted a little bit, step back. Maybe don't play that guy. Maybe reevaluate why. And maybe you talk yourself, or maybe some numbers show you, okay, maybe it's some bias. But if you just don't get a good feeling, don't play him. That's what I say. But I will tell you on these two, Allen and Cook, no doubts. Locked them in. I was on this John Brown all week. I knew at the price, $5,500. And I'll tell you what, I'll bring up the winning lineup. He was in the winning lineup. Look at this. I had 3 in the perfect lineup. Well, winning lineup. But still, long ways away. But I just knew that I told friends I thought this game could go 45-41. This legitimately had close to being a 90 over-under. And I wanted pieces from this. And when you look on the other side, it's amazing how in the winning lineup, there were only 2 pieces taken from that game. In a 78 total points. Crazy, huh? So I just had a really good feeling about John Brown, and I just figured, hey, if Allen's throwing for 4 or 5 touchdowns, John Brown's a deep threat. He's back. I like this. And run it back with Lockett. It just didn't work. Look at, I had 6% owned. This was probably too high, 25%, but he's becoming real boom or bust. I thought the way that the Bills played, they do funnel things over the middle, and when Russell Wilson is rushed and pressured, he usually dumps it off, and he did, but he did it to Jacob Hollister and a lot of the tight ends. This just didn't work out. This play here is, I'm proud of myself. I'm patting myself on the back. You have to play him yesterday. This is crazy. But I knew this was coming in at this. I think a lot of people read into the hype that, well, he's going to be eased back into this. I didn't care. My thought process was, you know what? Even if he's eased in back into this, listen, he's not going to be active and play 50%. I thought, okay, if he plays 75% of the snaps, he still has a chance to score 2 touchdowns. I want this guy in this lineup. He's the best fantasy player. This guy Cook's pretty close. But let's be honest. Remember last year? And his price went to a ridiculous number. Look what his price was this week. But when you get this type of player at this ownership, and that's what was projected, even less, you got to play him. And I said to myself, he has to be in my lineup. So I kind of liked how this happens so much to me where the top is good and then the bottom is blech. Or last week I had Miami's defense. This was such a great play, Buffalo. I mean, it really, really was. Because .2, I mean, no one was playing him. And even though they gave up 34 points, look at their price, $3,900. They were more than the Texans. But the percentage. So I actually have no problems with what I did here. Listen, 31-point implied total. Robinson scored. If he scores 2 touchdowns at 5,400, it's a good play. This was not a good play, and this was not a good play. This was really, stars and scrubs. Look at some of the prices here. Judy at 57. Smith, Kirk, 5,900. Number 2 receiver. McLaren, 7,200. Great play here. Bridgewater to McCaffrey. I mean, look at this. This. Huge leverage. Less than 1%. 40 points. I had less than 1% here in Robinson, but 9 points. Only one chalk player, Cook. So, yeah, I won $7. Wasn't great. Here, DraftKings. This is a free contest. I only played $1 on here yesterday. Yeah, and Jackson killed me in both lineups, but killed everybody who had him. High owned, 18%. Thought about late swap. You can do it on both, but really couldn't fit anyone who I thought. Boy, I could have went to Kirk and got me up to 163. So I instead went Wilson, Lockett with Brown. I couldn't fit McCaffrey in here, but this is where on DraftKings. Let's see here. DraftKings, you got to pay down on quarterback because there's such a difference. So you go look at the winning lineup. The rule should not have changed on DraftKings as FanDuel, where this guy's got to be in your lineup. So he went with the Denver low-owned stack, ran it back with Jones, got a piece of that Seattle game, piece of this game. Giants D, that's a good lineup that won this tournament. So a lot of things here just didn't work. Marvin Hall was too much of a dart, But I thought against Minnesota, pretty good matchup. Thought he'd be more involved. Fank got hurt. He didn't play. I mean, these two got hurt. Just some of these things just didn't work out. Want to quickly go over the Monday night game here. I think there's no doubts. Captain, and then, as we do this, what news is coming in? We don't know about Harris. We don't know about Crowder. My no doubts would have been, what am I doing here? Newton at captain. Boy, still questionable. On DraftKings, the salary in the MVP spot is higher. On FanDuel, it's not. Doesn't matter. Flex, it's still, I think you go Newton and Crowder and then build. This is for single entries, you try to get silly to win. I don't know in a single entry. The other day, I just went Rodgers, Adams, and the silly I went was MVS, who was low-owned, but it was part of Rodgers. I think if you take Newton out, I wouldn't. This is what I'm doing, and then I'm going to figure out the rest. On here, you can mess around with captain because of the salary difference and its PPR. So, like, Damiere Byrd could be but I think what I might do on here, if I find out Harris is not playing, I like Burkhead as a captain to go with Newton in the flex, Crowder, maybe Flacco, maybe Falk. Oh, damn it. I'm all over the place tonight. Something like this. Newton, Crowder, Flacco. This is if Harris is out. And even, I'll tell you, Frank Gore, 2,800. The Patriots have had a tough time. stopping the rush. I mean, him or Perrine is 5,800, 3,000 less. If you want something like this, you could still make this a Jets advantage stack. Want to leave some money on the table? I have no problem with that. Even this gets all the touches. So that's my deal for week 9. Hopefully everybody won some money. And we'll have another video coming up this week.